So this is one of the best mowers I have ever tested. Massive thumbs up. This amazing looking machine right here is the Airseekers Tron SE. And this right here is not just another robotic lawnmower. This is actually something completely else. The big idea here is simple. Work less, better mowing, and a lawn that does not just look cleaner but actually benefits from every pass. It's this cycle of life, it's genius, and it will look absolutely amazing. We will get to that in a bit. And Airseekers calls this awesome feature flow cut mulching. And that's what I'm most interested in testing, because this machine can do more than just a clean cut of the grass. It will actually mulch. In other words, pulverize the clippings into a fine, well, not powder, but like just super fine clippings, super fine pieces, and they will get spread around the lawn, actually sink down so it's not visible, and it will fertilize the lawn. It's a natural fertilizer, so there is no need to spend money on fertilizer. This is literally an endless cycle, and especially when you have a huge lawn, it just makes so much more sense compared to removing the grass, throwing it away, carrying it to a dumpster. It's nonsense. This mower right here removes all of these issues at once. So in this video I will of course test these claims. We'll check out the before and after results, the mulch distribution. We'll of course also check out the app, the navigation, the path planning, and all of that good stuff. So yeah, looks and sounds amazing, right? But is it actually that good? Well, let's find out. So here we have the box. This is just the outer box, so there is not a lot to see. But here we actually have the inner box now. So perfect protection to say the least. So here we go. Looks really nice. We also get great carrying handles, all the important small print. This on the other side, check it out, really nice. And the last side. So let's open it up. And in here we have all parts perfectly organized. So for example, we can pull out these spacers, paperwork on the top. Actually there is more. This one is empty too, and in this box we have all of that. The part with the charge contacts, this one will go out. As you can see, the padding is amazing, and the machine is in here. So let's pull it out, and there we go. And not to forget, on the bottom we also have the base. So there we have everything. Let's start with the actual base plate. Important tips right there. Great looking part. Here the back side, and these holes are of course for the ground screws right there. Then the upper part for the charging station. We have it right here. A really clean part as well. And this will connect with screws. So just put it in here, and then here on the bottom we have these black screws, the tool also for the screws and for the ground screws. This mud guard right here. We also get spare blades. Here this propeller, really cool. That's really special, by the way. Then of course a great looking huge charge brick, very powerful. 180 watts, so this will charge up very fast too. Additionally, I also have this RTK charging extension cable, and not to forget the paperwork, warranty card, then the quick start guide right here, great graphics, how to get it all ready, how to set up the charging station, and then also the RTK placement recommendations. Then we also have this epic looking extended warranty card with all the details on the back, and we also have a dedicated detailed manual right here. Your first mulching robotic lawnmower, as you can see, super detailed. Wow, that's just great. As you can see, the machine looks pretty much like the Tron. Very spacey, very futuristic. I love the design. Carrying it, it's pretty huge, but carrying it is actually very easy. The Omni wheels on the front with this sensitive bumper and powerful motors in the back, and of course cameras all around. And most notably, that's what makes this mower really special, is of course here on the bottom. So let's take a close look. So here we have the important small print, and let's start with the most interesting aspect of this machine right away. So we have the cutting disc, but most notably, instead of a single blade design, we have actually a dual blade, so top and bottom. And then down here we have this propeller that we've seen previously when we checked out the accessories, and this will actually create an air vortex in here. In other words, throw around the grass, this will spin very fast and then just slice them up into a fine dust basically, so that they can settle down literally into the grass. It's not visible on top, it's just creating very fine grass clippings. And this whole apparatus right tooth can move up and down to adjust the cutting height. Great structural integrity for the whole frame. I mean, look at that, metal rods, incredible. And to guide the airflow, we also have these pretty dope looking comb structures, and that's 100% a new innovation on the market when it gets to lawn mowing robots. When we check it out from the side, we can definitely notice the interesting design. This is of course to save weight while at the same time again keeping the frame really sturdy and rugged. 6-inch wheels on the back. These are huge and powerful, massive traction, and here in the front we have full control because these are Omni wheels. They can move in any direction. That's the perfect combination for navigating any terrain. Then inside here a few warning notes, then the charging indicator right there. Here another warning sticker. Then we have the buttons and of course safety stop, and we have the QR code, the rain sensor, and the Tron SE. And this is actually a rail where we can fit on different add-ons, so it's very upgrade friendly. And here the front, stereoscopic vision. As I said, the bumper is really sensitive and precise. Not to forget, we also have the LEDs, dynamic strips right here in the front as well. And also on the back right there, we have the charging contacts, the camera for the back, and here we can also open up the hatch, more small print. Here battery specs, and the battery itself is in here. So let me show you the battery too. That's the block right there. Super clean build. So I can't wait to set it all up and then to test it. So here we have the base station fixed up with the 4 screws. I waited for it to get darker so that we can nicely see the charging lights, because especially for the robot they look really nice. And I have the RTK antenna up there ready to go. So there we go. Now look at that. And as we admire the dynamic LED strips, it's time to check out the app.
Startup successful. Let's begin the repair journey.
In the App Store, just search for Airseekers. That's the company right there. There is only one app, you can't go wrong. And first of all, we need to sign up. So let's register, set the password, post the code, and let's go. So again, agree and log in. And that's what I'm talking about, those beautiful charge lights in the front on top, and the base is also signaling the green light. So let's try that. So the code is right here. Now connect to the Wi-Fi. Okay.
Very successful.
Look at that, looks amazing in red. Okay, next. And of course, first of all, let's update the firmware to the current version.
OTA update in progress.
And now it's blue. I love it, and it's also talking to us, as you can hear. The firmware update is done. So as you can see, we have the device right here. We are fully charged up, and we can go to the device page by clicking on this or just on a machine. But before we get to that, here in the app we also have the messages tab where we can see all the notifications, and we also have a profile tab. Okay, so on the dashboard right here on the plus, we have a little binding guide right there. Then here we have all our devices. As you can see, we are online. Then here we have all the available services. Basically, what's really cool is the manual control right there, so we can, for example, move it outwards or move it backwards. Here we can also adjust the cutting height from 90 to 30. And as you can see, this whole part right here came down. So let's clear this error, and here we can also start
Disc adjusting height. Please take care.
So that's the loudness basically. Very silent robot. And before we actually create a map, let me first of all demonstrate the best feature of this robot, namely the mulking capabilities. For this I will use the manual mode, and the reason for that is around 2 weeks ago we had a massive dry spell, so most of the lawn is completely dead and it's virtually impossible for me to water the whole lawn, so I only have a segment right here and also one right there. As you can see, it's very clear where I watered, and on the rest it's just really bad. But this should definitely be sufficient for a great demo. So here we have the robot. I will now adjust this to 50 millimeters. Especially during the summer, you should definitely not go lower than that. And now let's see what we will get.
Adjusting height.
Okay, so the manual control is very, very nice, super responsive and super fast. But as you can see, 50 millimeters is, we definitely need to go a bit lower. As you can see, we have an extremely clean cut. So right here, I want to capture this even better now. So straight over here. It's super silent, just wow. We can see this extremely clean cut. Of course, the blades are literally razor sharp. So compared to this height, this is now super flat. And there are also no visible grass clippings on the top whatsoever. It was all cut down to super fine clippings. So I will now keep going so that you can see the clean and clear results. So this should do for a quick first demo. The manual mode works really well, but of course the precision isn't nearly as good as when it's doing it on its own. But as you can see, there are no grass clippings whatsoever, a really clean and uniform cut. And right here we have something harder to cut. So let me also demonstrate the cutting power of this device. So check this out. This is actually pretty huge right there. And look at that. Wow, it's completely gone. Wow. And next, it is of course time to create a full map of this garden. So for this, we just need to create a map. We are fully ready. Everything looks fine.
Starting operation. Please ensure the route is clear.
So, let's go. Mapping is as simple as drawing the outlines with the robot. It's very precise, very easy. And a short tip, when you overlap two work zones, you don't need to build a bridge in between if you want to save a little bit of time, but building a connection is also super easy and simple. Now we have this zone and we have this zone with a slight overlap to the dead zone basically. And as you can see, the grass is considerably tall by now, very uneven with some flowers and variations in here. So I'm looking forward to a clean cut. Right there we can see full maps, auto zones, also with adaptive mowing. And it gets even crazier because not only can we select and deselect these zones, but we can also do no mowing zones. We can set up so much, it's incredible. We have the mowing sequence. By the way, here in the settings we can also dim down the robot light. We can activate a night mode. So this can work 24/7, anti-theft settings, and right there we also have edges. Right here there is also something interesting. We have the map management, we have scheduling right there, so we can set up a start time, end time, mowing type once or loop. Then we can even set up a work order, which is the sequence and the mowing parameters. Now this is where you can really get creative with the mowing, because you can first of all of course set the height, which will be 50 millimeters, interval, which is the width of the passes basically. Then we have the angle. This is one of my favorite settings because with this you can totally customize the look of the grass. Then we can set the priority 1 and 2 for example, and I actually want to start with 1 and 2 like that. And then right here we have area settings. We have the mowing efficiency, and this is also adaptive to the grass height, and we can select the mowing shape. So we have the bow or the cross, and then we also have a turning method. So as you can see, this one for example, turning in place, is a bit more aggressive on the grass. So these two options are very grass friendly. So the inner fishtail is perfect. And just like that, we have everything set up, but we can also do a multi-select. So the customization possibilities are amazing. By the way, right there, we can also view the POV from the robot. And right there, we can set up the settings for this current mowing task. So again, I want the 50 mil right there. Lane width, 150 is perfect. Angle is perfect. Priority 1, 2, and settings looks good to me. And we also have AI obstacle avoidance. This will, for example, recognize any sorts of objects and will circumvent them. And for this demo, I will just use this and I will place it right there so that we can also get a demo of that. Enough talking, we can actually start this task now. Let's go.
Starting operation. Please ensure the route is clear.
So now, first of all, it will travel to the first zone. There we go. Then it will adjust the height and start up. And as you can hear, it's super quiet. It's really awesome. So here the grass is also taller again, very uneven. Remember, we only did this lane in the middle. So let's watch it do the whole thing. And we can always see the progress inside of the app, and we can even zoom in. As you can see, the first area is now done, and as the robot is moving over to A, let's check out the result. I can easily talk with the robot in the background. It's so silent, I love it. And here we can clearly see the perfect pattern, the RTK, and the whole navigation is extremely precise. I mean, really, when you look at these lines, that's what I call a perfect result. The cut is super even and there is no residue on top whatsoever. And the clippings, as I said, they will sink down to the bottom. And just look at this pattern, amazing. And I can't wait to see what will happen here, because the grass is much taller. There are also those thick patches, so I'm super curious how it will look like when this is done, because here there will be much more removed, like from the top. So I'm curious if there will be any residue on top, or if it will also be as good as this one. Wow, it's not done yet, but check that out. Let's watch this one, check that out. Super tall. And there is no residue on top, incredible. And look at that, no issues with the object recognition as well, perfect. So now I can also remove this one, just as nice as over there. The striping looks gorgeous, I love it. And there is no visible residue on top, even though this was much taller, this grass. So amazing results. Oh yeah, and by the way, as you can tell from the time lapse, it's doing the area first and then also an outline pass. As this task is coming to an end, we can see 121 square meters, and this took like a quarter of the battery. It's very efficient, and we have more stats right there. And by the way, we can adjust everything on the fly as well. Pause and stop the whole task. It's now closing all those little last open spots right there. You can see it right here, covering literally everything. So we get perfect coverage. Hey, look at that. Now that it's almost done, it rechecked the area, and now the object is gone, and now it's doing this area. I did not expect that. So that means when you catch the robot doing its task, its job, then you can still remove all the objects that are in the way, even when it already circumvented them, because later on it will still check if it's possible to mow. That's awesome, wow. And it will keep the same striping even for this patch, just incredible. And it's also very energy efficient, because during the travel moves it will turn off the blade. So now that the task is done, it will of course crawl back into the base. Right there. And here we can see the result. Now we get the report and we can check out the details right there. Perfect result, and we even get the record. So it was done in one cycle, 68 minutes of work time. We even get the AI obstacle avoidance stats, and we can share this report. And right here, when we click this, then we can automatically enter this task report after completion, which is actually a good idea. And when obstacles get detected, we can also add them as a no-go zone. So let's check out the blade. Here you can see all these small clippings. This is really fine. Oh my goodness, look at that. So no wonder you don't see the cuttings, because it's so fine. As I said, it will just sink down to the bottom, to the dirt. And this is mostly powder, so there is not even a need to clean this, which is awesome. So this is one of the best mowers I have ever tested. Massive thumbs up. So overall, as you saw, the Tron SE feels like a robotic lawnmower that is designed to do more than just cut off the grass. The biggest highlight is of course the flow cut mulching system. It's cutting the grass and creates super small fine chips, fine clipping, distributes it. It's acting as a natural fertilizer, so you don't have to throw away grass. You don't have to buy fertilizer. It's saving you money and time with every pass that this machine does in your garden. And this air chamber with the propeller and all of that genius ideas that are combined in here, they yield a super clear and clean grass surface. The results just look amazing, pristine and just flawless. No clumps, no residues. It just looks like a professionally kept lawn. And moreover, thanks to the great chassis and wheels, this mower is built to handle way more challenging environments. So there is no need to have a perfectly flat garden surface. This can handle slopes, uneven terrain. It can handle obstacles in the way. It's super safe, whether it's for children, for pets, for wildlife, or if you simply forget to remove a ball from the lawn. We not only have a physical bumper, but also a super advanced vision-based system. And this AI vision aspect is definitely another very important part, because the navigation is what separates a truly smart mower like this one from a dumb machine that you constantly have to rescue, that you constantly have to babysit. This one is truly fully autonomous. You just dial in your schedule, tell it what to do, and it will just do it. It's not getting stuck, it's not using up gas. It's actually, as I said, it's saving you money in real time with every pass. It's energy efficient, it's an auto fertilizer, and the results are just clean. But of course, for the best results, you still need to keep your firmware updated. The setup needs to be properly done. You need to dial in all the no-go zones and just keep a realistic mowing condition in mind. But in any case, if you want a lawnmower that is purely focused on clean mulching, that can also handle off-road situations and steep slopes with a very smart and safe navigation, then the Tron SE is definitely a very interesting option. So yeah, check out the product links in the description. I will list and link the best deals for you. But before you go, smash that like button, then subscribe, ring the bell and click all to never miss amazing TechMagnet videos. That's it for this one, and show you then I will see you soon.